You don't actually fear failure. You fear being seen trying. Protecting your ego is costing you your life. You don't fear failure. Not really, because if failure was truly the thing holding you back, you'd be out here trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again. You'd be treating failure like data, like feedback, like part of the process. But that's not what's stopping you. What's stopping you is a fear of being seen in the middle, the fear of looking like a beginner, the fear of being judged before you get good, the fear of people watching you struggle, fumble, get it wrong. You're not afraid of failing in private. You're afraid of failing in public, because deep down you can live with the setbacks. What you can't live with is other people watching you stumble and deciding that you're not enough. And that is the real prison, my love. Somewhere along the way, you learn that being bad at something means you shouldn't do it, that struggling means you're not naturally gifted, that if you don't get it right the first time, you're probably not meant for it. Maybe you learned this in school, where making mistakes felt like public humiliation. Maybe you learned this in childhood, where being imperfect got you shamed. Maybe you learned this through rejection, through judgment, through years of feeling like you had to prove yourself to be taken seriously. So now you avoid the process entirely. You don't chase the things you want because trying means risking visibility, and you don't want to be seen trying. Trying means you're in progress. Trying means that you don't have it figured out yet. Trying means you're still vulnerable to failure, to criticism, to looking like you don't belong. So instead of trying, you hesitate, you plan, overanalyze, strategize, dream about it, fantasize about it, talk about it, but you don't do it, because as long as it stays in your head, it's still perfect. It's still untouchable. But the second you bring it into the world, it's open for judgment. And that terrifies you more than failure ever could. It's hard to admit, but if you deep dive, you will realize that there's a part of you that would rather stay invisible than look imperfect. Then, look foolish or cringe. Think about it. The people you admire, the ones who seem fearless, the ones who actually go after what they want. Do you think they were great from the start? No, they had a farce attempt, a farce video, a farce business, a farce draft, a farce project that was most likely terrible. In fact, I can bet my left arm that it was terrible. But they kept going, because the difference between them and the people still waiting to start is that they are willing to be seen struggling. They are willing to be seen trying. They are willing to be cringeworthy. They are willing to post something that wasn't perfect. They are willing to show up while they were still learning. And that's the part we don't like talking about. You want the outcome, but you don't want the process. You want to be great, but you don't want to be a beginner. You want the respect, the recognition, the results, but you don't want to earn them in front of people who might judge you. So you stay stuck, not because you don't have potential, not because you're not capable, but because you don't want to be seen. On the way there, and that, my friend, that is the real failure. Let me ask you something. What if you allowed yourself to be seen in the middle of the mess, of the struggle? What would happen if you stopped hiding? Like for real? If you allowed yourself to be seen while you were still figuring things out? If you let yourself be bad at something before you got good? If you stopped treating imperfection as evidence that you should quit? Because let's be real, every expert was once a beginner. Every pro was once an amateur. Everyone you admire was once where you are right now. They might have been a bit afraid of failure, but they were more terrified of never trying. And that's the only thing you should be afraid of too. At the end of the day, what are you really? That bun then, the 5th of July, 2025, 2:57 p.m. Protecting? Tell me. Because the thing you're protecting by not trying, it's not your potential. It's not your failure. It's not your success. It's your ego, the part of you that doesn't want to be laughed at, the part of you that doesn't want to be underestimated, the part of you that would rather stay invisible than risk looking inexperienced, or risk looking like you're dull and useless and not intelligent. I genuinely understand. I swear I do. But hear me when I say this. Protecting your ego is costing you your life. Because while you're out here avoiding embarrassment, avoiding being judged, avoiding that awkward in-between phase, your life is passing you by. And the worst part is no one is actually watching as closely as you think they are. Everyone is too busy worrying about their own lives to dissect your failures. Everyone is too busy worrying about their own lives to dissect your failures. Everyone is too caught up in their own insecurities to keep track of your missteps. Have you seen the price of it outside? Who has time for you? And the few people who judge you, they are the ones who have never tried in the first place. So I'll ask you again, will you spend your life avoiding judgment, or will you spend it actually living, trying, because the life you want, the one you keep postponing, the one you keep secretly dreaming about but never fully chase, it's waiting for you to do something about it, to claim it, not when you're perfect, not when you're ready, not when you're guaranteed success, but the moment you decide that being seen trying is a price you are willing to pay. I don't know about you, but I refuse to let my own hesitation be the reason I don't become everything I'm capable of. No. So what's it gonna be?